After we were married, me and Nick both knew that we wanted kids. I wanted to foster to adopt, and he wanted to biologically have them. And so we weren't unified in our decision, and so we took over a year to pray about it.
He just really knit our hearts together where she came to me and was ready to start trying, and at the same time I just felt that the Lord really opened my heart and he was calling me to foster.
We got the call about Benjamin and we knew right away that it was a yes, and so within hours they dropped him off to us, and we fell in love right away, and I walked in thinking I was going to protect my own heart because I had fear that, if and when he leaves. And I had some counsel tell me that it is not my job to protect my heart, that it's the Lord's job to protect my heart. And so from that moment forward, just loved on Benjamin like he was our own and trusted that this is who the Lord had for us.
So a couple months after we had brought Benjamin into our home, we received a call from the caseworker that he was going to be placed back with his mom, his birth mom, and we were devastated. It was heartbreaking.
In the meantime, we had been serving in the inner city out at Twin Lakes, and there was a family that our family had become just close with, and there was a need, and 3 kids needed a home. And so we walked forward in taking these 3 wonderful kids in, and they were 17, 9, and 16.
After we had taken in the 3 kids, and we wouldn't have changed it for the world. It was just an amazing time to grow closer to them and to love on them in a time when they needed it. 1 month later, Benjamin came back to our home. We got a call that he was coming back into care, and Stacy had always said to our support workers, to the caseworkers, no matter what, doesn't matter the circumstances, if Benjamin comes back into the foster care system, to keep our name at the top of the list.
1 month after Benjamin came back, he left and was permanently placed with his birth mom. And this time around, it was a little different because we didn't get updates and hear what was going on with him. And this time it was just a long time that he was gone.
Shortly after he left, our older 3 were actually able to go back and live with their grandma for the time being. So we went from having a house full of kids to empty nesters. And that lasted for 1 month. The next month after our older kids left, we found out that Stacy was pregnant with our daughter Isabella. And it was just such a sweet time to be able to spend that time together, me and Stacy. Isabella's born in March of 2020, and then August of 2020 we get another call, and this time Benjamin has come back into care again. And as Stacy said before, no matter what the circumstances, no matter the situation, we will definitely take him back in, and we did.
Isabella was 5 months at the time, and we had a 5-month-old in the house and a 22-month-old in the house, and it was absolutely insane, but it's exactly where the Lord had us. And God just really moved a lot of mountains even in his adoption, because
so much had been said about how long the adoption process takes through foster care, and it felt like when he came back it was just immediate action. Like, we went to their first court hearing, the second court hearing, and they're telling us it could take 9, 10, 11 months, over a year. Some people have had to wait. And from the time that the first court hearing happened to his official adoption date on May 21st of 2021 was about 4 months, 3 to 4 months. So it was just an extremely expedited process, and it was just one more thing that we had been praying together as that God would just expedite it, and he showed up in a mighty way, in a way that only He could show up.
Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Sometimes delighting in the Lord is walking forward in the Red Sea, and it's uncomfortable and it's unknown. Sometimes it just means praying without ceasing. And for us, it really grew our faith, because all we could rely on was Jesus. There was we could rely on the system, or we could rely on the information, the up and down. But we just chose to rely on Jesus. And in that, it was so much sweeter. I wouldn't change it.